Hey, are y'all ready for some number sense? In this video, I'm going to go over TMSCA High School Number Sense Test number 13, which was UIL Test D, and this was from March 2nd, 2019. And then this is mental mathematics, 10 minutes to take the test. There's 80 problems. I'm going to go over the first 20 plus the bonus at the end, and it says all problems are to be solved mentally and make no calculations with scratch paper. So let's take a look at the first one. Okay, number one, 302 plus 201 plus 32. I'm going to add 32 plus the 1 plus the 2. 32 plus 3 is 35. And then I'm going to add 9 plus 2 plus 3. 9 plus 2 is 11, plus 3 is 14, so that's 1435. Number 2, 133 minus 220 minus the 19. So I'm going to combine these two right here. I'm going to have minus 239. So my answer is negative. And so I have 239, 133. The difference is 106. 4.4 times 2.5 or 2.5. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a 44, multiply that by 10, and I'm going to make that 1/4 or 0.25, divide that by 10. So the 2.5 becomes 0.25 if I move the decimal to the left, and the 4.4 becomes 44 if I move the decimal to the right. So that's the same thing as 1/4 of 44, which is 11. So that was for number 3. Okay, number 4, 5/8 minus 1 plus 1/8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these two together. That's 6/8 or 3/4. So 3/4 minus 1 is a negative 1/4. And here I can factor out a divided by 6. So I'm going to have 89 minus the 47. And that's going to be 42 divided by 6. That's going to be 7. Number 6 is an interesting problem. 123 times 9 plus something gives you 11. So there's a pattern here. 123 times 9. So you add 1 to this 3. That means k has to be 4. So 123 times 9 plus 4 gives you 11. And that's just a pattern on that one. For number 7, that's just straight addition. You could add 13 plus 57. That gives you 70. 70 plus 79 is 149. And then add the 35. And that gives you 184. Number 8, which is larger? 7 over 13 or 0.49. 0.49 is pretty close to 1/2. And 7 over 13 is more than 1/2, because if it was 6.5 over 13, it's exactly 0.5. So that makes the 7 over 13 larger. Number 9, 3.02 times 10 squared minus 19. 3.02 times 10 squared, that's 302. 302 minus 19. That's the same thing as 300 minus 17. That would be 283. Number 10 is a start problem. It's an approximation. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to scratch off the last 2 digits, and all I need to do is add the hundreds. So if I scratch off the last 2, don't forget you got to write 2 zeros for the 100. So then all I need to do is I'll add 22 plus 9, that's 31, plus 20, that's 51, plus 3, 54. 5400 is right in the middle for an approximation. 8 is what percent of 20? Well, multiply this one by 5. That gives you 100. Multiply this one by 5. 8 times 5 is 40. That's 40%. 40 out of 100. Number 12. 1, 2, 3. You've got 3 C's. That's 300. And 2. And 10 plus 9 is 19. So 19 plus 2 is 21. And 3 C's, that's 300. Number 13, the arithmetic mean. This is the average. So we're going to add 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 9. That's 17. divided by 7. Just write it as 17 over 7. And that would be correct. You can write it as an improper fraction. You could also write 2 3/7. But 17 over 7 is perfect. 26 squared. Memorize your squares. That's 676. Otherwise, you could do what? You could add 4 to that and subtract 4. 26 minus 4 would be 22. And then you're going to add 4 squared. And so you're going to have 30 times 22, which is 660 plus 16, 676. Okay, number 15, 72 divided by 2 2/5. That's going to be 72 divided by 12/5. So I'm going to have 12 over 5. So I'm going to divide by 12 and then multiply by 5. So 72 divided by 12 is 6. What's 6 times 5? 30. So on one of these, all you do is you divide and then multiply. So if I have 36 divided by, let's say, 1 and 1/5. So I have 6 over 5. So I do 36 divided by 6 and then multiply by 5. That would be 30 also. And the answer is not always 30, but it was in those two examples. Number 16, the number of prime numbers less than 105 and greater than 75 is what? So 75 to 80, you're going to have 79 as a prime number, then 83 and 89, 97, and then 101 and 103. That's six prime numbers. So for this one, I think you need to be familiar with the prime numbers. In the 90s, there's only one. 97 is a prime number. And in the 80s, you're going to have 83 as a prime number. 87 is not, but 89 is. And then in the 100s, you're going to have 101 as prime. 103 is prime. And up to 105. And actually, 107 is prime, and so is 109. There are four prime numbers from 100 to 110, but there's only one in the 90s and two in the 80s. So it's good to be familiar with those. Sometimes they will ask that type of question. So number 17, what is the cube root of 1728? Well, that's 12 cubed if you recognize that. That's 12 cubed, and you'll see that quite a bit. Okay, let's move on to the second column. Number 18, 3/4 of 5 yards is how many feet? So 3 feet per yard. So I'm going to multiply 3 times 5, that's 15. 15 times 3 is 45. That's 45 over 4. And you can leave the answer like that, 45 over 4. You could also write 11 1/4, 11.25. All those are acceptable answers. Number 19, proper fraction is what they want. 4, 16, and 64 are your denominators. Now notice that if I multiply this times this, my denominator is 64. So then I can do a cross product, 16 minus 4. That's 12 over 64, plus one more. That would give you 13 over 64. Number 20, 9,500 divided by 19. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide by 19 here, and that's 500. So then you have 500 times 300. 500 times 300. 500, 300. You write 2 zeros for every 100. 5 times 3 is 15. So that would be 150,000. That is number 20. And I want to thank you for waiting all the way to the end and going through all of this. And I will go over some very, very good bonus problems as a reward for you. Keep watching these videos. Keep learning. If you like number sense, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe. So we're in the bonus problems here. Number 31 is 0.4888 repeating. So only the 8 is repeating, not the 4. So when you have something like this, 0.4888 repeating, so 8 is repeating, that means that you're going to have one digit is repeating, so that gives you 9. And since you got to divide by 10 here, you're going to have and divided by 10 there, so you have something over 90. You have to subtract this 4 from the 48. So 48 minus 4, that's 44 over 90. You cannot write the answer as 44 over 90, but you can reduce that. Did I write this down? 48 minus 4. Yeah. And so if you reduce that, that would be what? 22 over 45. Okay. And number 32 is 301. Let me erase some of these things here. Okay, number 32 is a base problem. 301 in base 4 converted to base 2. And so when you're going from base 4 to base 2, then each number here, the 1 has 2 digits, the 0 has 2 digits, and the 3 has 2 digits. 3 divided by 2 is 1, remainder 1, or a 2 and a 1, so you have a 2 and a 1. 0 is just 2 zeros, because you need to have 2 zeros. And 1 in base 2 is a 1, that's 0, 1, because you have to write 2 zeros. And so the other possibility, if you had a 2, let's say you have 22 in base 4, what's that in base 2? Well, 2 in base 2, that's 1, 0. And the other 2, that would be in base 2, binary, 10, 10. So a 2 is 1, 0, a 1 is 0, 1, a 0 would be 0, 0. So what you have here is you have your number of 2's and 1's, 2's and 1's, 2's and 1's, 2's and 1's, 2's and 1's. So to change 2 to base 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1, remainder 0. That's 10. And the other one is the same, 10, 10. So you've got your 301, and the answer was 11, 0, 0, 0, 1. That was the correct answer for number 32. Number 33 is a percent less problem, but you're working with fractions and decimals. So what I do in that case, multiply this by 8, make that a 1. Multiply 0.5 by 8, and you have a 4. So now the question is, 1 is what percent less than 4? Well, the difference is 3. 3 out of 4 is 75%. So all you do is multiply this one by 8. You got to multiply this by 8. So now you're comparing 1 is what percent less than 4. And so it's 3 out of 4. 75% is the correct answer. That's going to be it. You got 3 bonus problems today. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you liked it. And I hope you hit like, hit the thumbs up, and subscribe. And that's one way that you can support this channel. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for those of you who have already subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications if you want to be notified the next time I upload a new video on the number sense. And business inquiries, you can email me at the numbersense400@gmail.com, and I'll answer all emails. And that's going to be it for now. I will see you in the next video.